welcome to Citizens Dialogue on First Next News, where top stories making headlines in the society will be discussed. On set with me is Kings Ojalo. Now the headlines. I prefer Obi Kwankwaso tickets. Tension in Rivers State as youth demand ban on Northern Okada riders. In what seems to be like a political games, Ndi Igbo worldwide issued a serious warning to Anambra State governor. Bringing you this report is Tony. We'll go on a short break now. When we return, we will dive straight to the discussion. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show, Citizens Dialogue. I remain your host, Tony. It's a pleasure having you on set, King Sojalo.
Thank you, Cassie. Once again, thank you, First Next News correspondent, viewers and subscribers and thereabouts. It's my pleasure being here on set once again. Thank
Happy
you so
Valentine's.
I wish you the same.
And you didn't appear on your Valentine outfit. What happened to your red?
Cassie, let's be honest. Nigeria currently doesn't need. I don't think we need.
So
to
you're
celebrate.
using Nigeria now as an excuse,
We
right?
don't need to celebrate Valentine right now. We need to really focus on the issues arriving in the country.
Okay, talking about focusing on the issues surrounding the country, the Obi Kwankwaso ticket, do you think these two people stand a chance against Tinubu? Because here, OBJ said that he prefers Obi Kwankwaso ticket.
Well, if you look at that combination, I think this combination,
powerful combination.
Yeah, is a very powerful one. And the cause of the former president trying to make alignment with these two individuals, looking at their hierarchies in their regions.
Okay.
We know about Kwankwaso having dominated, in the northern region to be one prominent leader so far, despite being the former governor of Kano State and thereabouts. He has so many followers who are really hungry for his leadership. You could recall when he was under the platform of being in the platform of the NNPP to contest for presidency in 2026. We saw that he also dominated that election polls behind Obi. So I think in the case of Kwankwaso, it's a very clever move and a good combination that will match a great opposition against the ruling party. Obasanjo believes that the unity of the obedient movement and Kwankwaso, is a platform that will, unseat the incumbent President Tinubu. And looking at these two people, I think they are set for rulership against the ruling party. Now, looking at the crisis unraveling Nigeria, let's be honest with ourselves. Nigeria needs new faces. And we are talking about new people who will bring new ideas to the system. Enough of old school mindset that will help that we think will help bring solving Nigeria situation. People who are of old definitely will come along with old ideologies. You understand? And Nigeria don't need old ideologies. And if you look at it, it is old ideologies that is really causing the menace happening.
Okay, so you mentioned that in 2023 Kwankwaso contested for he was a presidential candidate under NNPP. Now, for someone who was once a presidential candidate under his party, do you think he want to succumb? He wants to be a running mate, like vice to another person in another party? Besides, Kwankwaso hasn't really said if he will want to run with Obi, although Obi has been making moves, visiting him and the rest. But Kwankwaso has not accepted. And do you think the Kwankwaso will accept for their leader to go under another person as a vice?
In Nigeria's current situation, you understand, this is not the time for one party to to see himself being an hierarchy than the other. Nigeria needs a coalition, a combination of two individuals that has great idea on how to solve the country situation. That is what we need. It doesn't matter if currently a Labour Party want to join ADC, merging with the ADC, you know, to form a coalition. What Nigeria needs right now, no matter the kind of coalition coming together, we need people who are really ready to, you know, to really bring new inputs, new strategies on how to solve Nigeria's problem.
Okay.
So, Kwankwaso being a presidential candidate under the NNPP platform 2023, and it might seem difficult for him to come under being Obi's running mate to take rulership of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is not the issue right now. If these two people are capable, if these two people have what it takes, if these two people have the strength, the constitutional reformment, let me put it that way, that will really unravel Nigeria's awkward situation, then what is there?
It's not about them having the capacity or the strength to it's not about them having the strength. I'm talking about the Kwankwaso. Will he want to? You know, is
what I am saying. It's not a time. I know what you are saying, Cassie. It's not. This is not the time for one to be, you know, boosting in his morale, saying,
to feel superior.
To feel superior. No.
But in Nigerian context, it's almost like everybody wants to be
that context
superior.
Should be put down now. I don't know if you understand. That context should be put down now.
Okay.
Nigeria is in an emergency state.
Oh.
Let me look at Obi's portfolio. Look at his strategies so far. Even now that the election has not even commenced. Now look at his moves. Look at his strategies. Look at his enforcement. Look at the so-called when the House of Senate were trying to pull down the transmission, trying to stop it to be passed it all. What did he do? He came out on the protest. Look at what he did in this market recently
even the protest that he came out for.
Okay?
Even the protest that he came out for, he was still criticized for coming out to protest.
Because these are loyalists to the opposition, and this is normal. Normal, you see, no matter how good or how bad you are, you must be criticized. An individual who is doing the right thing that is not criticized, he should check himself. So, in fact, Obi should even applaud those criticizing on that move. He has done the needful. Okay. This is showcasing Nigeria that look, I am capable. In the election, how many high-profile people came out to? In that protest, how many high-profile apart from probably Amechi? But what was the effect of Amechi? But look at that of Obi. So what are we talking about? Even a blind man will know that look, this combination is the best for Nigeria. I'm not, I usually say, it's not as if I'm trying to campaign for anybody here, but let us be honest. Let us go straight to the point, and let us fish out people. Let us see the density of people who are really ready, you know, to stand the fate of this country, to put smiles in the face of Nigeria anymore. So OBJ trying to realize it and bringing a support towards this coalition. I think he knows what we are talking about. A statesman here. OBJ, he has been a statesman. He has been the president of the Federal Republic in 2 tenures, and he knows what it takes to solve this, even in his military regime. So he has been in the race for a very long time. He knows the right combination. He knows the right coalition. That is why he's trying to merge them, be in support of these 2 individuals for a better coalition under the ADC platform.
So do you think Obasanjo has something to benefit from all of this?
No, I don't think Obasanjo is looking at the benefit right now. OBJ is not looking at the benefits. Rather, he's looking at a country solution, a people who are ready to sort out the menace happening in Nigeria. That is what he's having foresight on.
Thank you so much, King Sojalo. Let's move away from that particular one to the tension in Rivers State, where Northerners, that's Okada riders, they are bookies, causing chaos and killing people in Rivers State. You know, we're told that Samuel Festus, that's the Umuolu secretary was stabbed by these Northerners in the disguise of he was escorting one of the criminals to the police station, and they were ambushed by over 500 of these Hausa riders, and they stabbed him to death. Now, these Hausa people, why are they always taking laws into their hands? Something that they know very well that they cannot do it, or other people cannot do it in their state, but they will come to another people's state and carry out crime.
First of all, I want to correct your statement, Cassie, on that. Well, let's not be sentimental right now, because we might not really know the set of group of people who really now they were known. They are clearly known to be aboki. Now aboki actually in the outside, yes, it means my friend. So we are not sure if they are Hausas, but majority of these people from the north are known to be Fulanis.
Yeah.
So most cases you might not be able to differentiate them.
Who is
if
who?
they are Fulani, if they are Ansa, because they have the same descent. You understand? It sounds, they have the same descent, but majority of these people from the north, I can tell you the fact that many of them are Fulanis. And if you look at it, many of them are even from cross borders, Niger. Some of them might even be from a nearby border, Chad and thereabout. So merging with the northerners, you think probably they are Hausa. So that is what I really want to correct Nigeria on. We should stop mistaking most of these people to be Hausas and thereabout. Even the northerners, if you even tell them that, look, the Hausa, they might be angry at you. You understand? So that's the ideology. Now let's leave that aside. Now looking at the incident of Mr. Festus, who was stabbed recently on Thursday at Igluta. That's Samuel Festus, who is the secretary. Now the incident came about him trying to escort the vigilantes, yes, with a suspect, with two suspects or thereabout, that has committed a sin in that community, and in the process, protesters of those colleagues of those individuals, you understand, the eyewitness said they were making calls and thereabout. That was when mass gathering came about. I call them hoodlums, on the disguise of being the protesters, you understand, trying to save, or help their colleague out of that ugly situation. It has been, this situation has been occurring for quite a number of times. This is not the first time. You understand? These are people, when their colleague is in trouble, they tend to come out in mass form to help, to render help in any form. But unfortunately, they do it violently. You understand? Okay, look at those the people and the youth of that community came out recently, of the Gluta community came out recently to the airport to process peacefully. But in the other hand, of these individuals, of this aboki, the way they are known to be, don't do it. They don't have the understanding of taking things peacefully.
So now
they believe in violence.
Violence is the language that they understand.
That is their belief. Probably from their own region, they are used to this violence. Okay, look at the incident that's been happening there. It's all about, they have this mindset of violence. So that is how it has been in their own area. Now, what was the method of killing? Now, they dragged the Festus, when they apprehended them, that is Mr. Festus and his colleague by the name, Charles? Yes, Charles, who was also part of the vigilante. They dragged them out of the vehicle, were able to get their colleague, and stabbed him. He was butchered, it was macheted with a cutlass which they were carrying, and thereabout. Now, what to summarize this news, the thing is that our security agencies are not really making things work out, in the sense of when these people are being apprehended, because I've had it times without number, that when they are apprehended or when they are being caught in the case of sin or thereabout, they are not thoroughly investigated. They are not given, the straight judgment is not given to them. They feel, probably they are abnormal or thereabout. That is why they sometimes let them go scot-free in their dirty acts. That is the result of their continuous propaganda in different situations like this. These people are apprehended, they are being caught. You should take straight judgment. That is why they think whatever they do, they don't need to be judged. Now, recently in that same community, I saw how protesters and thereabout went about scattering their market and thereabout. Well, I wouldn't advise violence for violence. There should be a peace dialogue that will, you understand, that will enable the security force to take their diligent investigation and duties. Recently, I also heard that the youth leader also asked the federal government to ban motorists and thereabout. Let's be honest, with the so-called aboki, you can't classify all of them to be in one mindset. What am I trying to say is this: you can't classify all of them to have the same violent attitude. So it is now left for our security agencies to take the appropriate step, investigating this and bringing these people into book, because it has been a thing. It has been a thing of a proud time where these people take, drastic, ugly decisions into their hands, and it goes scot-free, because our security and the security and police agencies seem to be blindfolded in those areas. That is why we had the youth leader saying that their women have been raped,
and
farmers
kidnapped.
Yes, farmers are being kidnapped. Their farming crops are being dismantled by their cattle and thereabout, because report has been taken to the security forces and nothing has been done. That is where I'm driving into. So our security to step up in matters like this.
So what do you think the River State governor should do in a situation like this? Do you think they should send them back to their state? You said that, because the reason why they always releasing them is because they feel they are abnormal. You can never don't underestimate these Hausa people to being abnormal, because they know exactly what they are doing.
That is what the security forces tend them to be. Yes, there was a news. That happened in I think in Ekboma, my state. Yes, some people in this manner were apprehended in this safe form, where they went to a farm, used their cow to scatter crops and even kill the farmer on that spot. They were apprehended but later released. What was the conclusion of the inspector? That is how they are not normal, they don't know what they are doing. So with this mindset, with these continuous actions, what do you expect the other colleagues to do? They will have that mindset that, okay, if we are being caught, we won't stay long in custody, we will be released. So that is why the government, your question, the governor is a very simple thing. The governor should put a state watch on these individuals. I'm not in support of them driving them. They claim to be, okay, let me use the word, they are Nigerians. Yes, many of them are Nigerians as well. So the government should put a state watch on them. You understand? Investigate how they go about their lively activities. You understand? So that such menace, and our vigilantes should step up. You understand? When complaints are being made about them, there should be proper investigations rather than keeping the matter behind. Definitely, when such matters is being kept behind, what do you expect? They take on another route to cause another menace. You understand? It looks as if they are giving this free will that anywhere you go, you should do whatever you like. Okay. How can you set up a farm, plant your crops, is about to germinate, before you know, a cattle header will just take his own cattle, go there, scatter the whole thing. At the long run, you also behead the farmer. It's not called for. You understand? These people should be state watched. You understand? Okay. Government should take full investigation on them. Know where to put them. Like in Cross River, somewhere in Cross River, the honorable governor, they gave them a particular side. Okay, this is where, don't pass this boundary. This is where your cattle should be rehabilitated. You understand? So that is how it should be done. Okay. That is how it should be measured.
Thank you so much, Kings. Now, moving away from that to what seems to be like political gain in Anambra State, the Ndibo Worldwide Union, they've come out to issue a warning to the governor of Anambra State that he should stop closing down the shops of people who do not want to adhere to this go back to your duty post on Mondays, that are still head-bent on wanting to stay at home. Now, what do you have to say about this development in Anambra State?
Well, it's very simple. I think Governor Soludo gave an order that was late last month, about the sit at home, which has really caused great outrage. But now I think the matter has been resolved, and I still want to give kudos to the people of Anambra who has also complied to this order. You understand? It shows that yes, there are most patriotic citizens, even among some citizens who tend to be violent and who tend not to hearken to government policies. Yes, we still have some good patriotism, and they really comply to the government order. And I believe in Anambra State, things tend to work well. Now, this Indibo group coming out to accuse the state governor, I think is probably inappropriate, because it's a form of, how will I put it, trying to support those behind, the order that has been restricted.
No, they are not trying to support those. prior to this time, we had this conversation before.
Okay.
And Nnamdi Kanu said that people should resume their duty. Yes. And I said, what happened to those that do not want to resume? And then in that statement, he also said that in a process where it's not everybody that wants to go back to their duty post, the government should not carry out, they should not lock up people's shop without first consulting the stakeholders.
Now,
so in this process now, did the government involve the stakeholders? Because Nnamdi Kanu said they should involve stakeholders before carrying out any decision, before wanting to lock people's shop. So these people now coming out to say, oh, the governor is locking people's shop. Probably they are carrying out this warning because the governor did not follow the steps. He did not meet the stakeholders to discuss on it.
That is where I'm heading towards. Now, Governor Soludo giving strict orders was about the general enforcement of the sit-at-home that has really been unraveling not just Anambra State, also Southeast. He had to implement it because if you could recall in this platform where I made the statement that, the sit-at-home enforcement has really caused a drain down financially in Anambra State, which has made them lose at least a certain amount of 8 billion naira. In every sit-at-home order, that is the Monday sit-at-home and thereabout. So he is not saying, he didn't make mention of, okay, if you don't have, if you don't have the time to come to work on Monday, you must come. He is not trying to make a forcement on an individual who probably might have one or two activities, but he is generalizing that order, which is not in the Nigeria Constitution, that there must be sit-at-home. It has always been in the Southeast that such order has been unraveling, but every state in the Southeast. That is why what he is saying is, look, make sure that this order, no matter the agitators or institutions bringing it out, should be totally seized. Even Nnamdi Kanu, the IBOP leader himself, has also made it clear that, look, he has made warnings times without number that, look, this sit-at-home order should be what? Should be totally dissolved, should be abolished. So he is making a warning to any institution, anyone who ordered this should make a pause of it. That's what he's saying. So he is not trying to punish any individual who is trying to definitely. Not everybody will want to come to market probably on that Monday.
Exactly. So
you understand?
If you don't want to open your shop or you don't want to go to work for that day, and they lock your shop, will you be happy about it?
No, I don't think that was one of the things implemented. Definitely, not every marketers will have to come to shop on that same day. What about if you are not feeling fine? What about if you are ill or something? What about if you have an urgent? He is trying to dissolve that particular order from any IPOB institution or any group or whatever. That is what he's trying to say. So the people of Southeast shouldn't get, most especially those in Anambra, shouldn't get this whole conversation wrong. And on the long run, the group, when I said the group are trying to put the minds of the, trying to groom the morals of those who are behind that sit-at-home, in essence, is that they should also follow government enforcement. That is what I'm trying to put here. Because the government enforcement has been plain. Even the federal government backs it. Even the IPOB leader himself backs it. I don't know if you understand. So Soludo on the long run here is only trying to make sure that that sit-at-home order, that sit-at-home implementation or enforcement that has been causing shops, businesses to be closed on a Monday should be totally absolved. And
let me get something straight. Let me get something here. Because it seems like you're missing the whole thing. You know, the IPOB minister leader has already cancelled this sit-at-home that everybody should go back to their duty.
Yeah.
Now, for those that maybe for some reason
that is what
do
I'm
not
saying.
want to go back on Monday, don't want to open their shop on Monday.
Okay.
Why is the governor now locking their shops?
Probably
when they have already know that, okay, on Monday everybody can go out. There are some people that just feel like, I don't want to risk myself, I don't want to go out. So why is the governor now locking their shops? That's the thing.
That is why the governor, he has made a continuous enforcement to let the people know. Definitely, like I said in our former discussion, in our previous, like I said earlier on, that, not every Nigerians are patriotic. There are patriotic ones, and there are those who are ready to comply with government enforcement, and there are those who want to still be eager, stubborn, towards it. So definitely, with time, it will take time for the people to be able to comply. Out of 75%, or let me say 80% of those living in Anambra, business owners or thereby living in Anambra, definitely you don't expect everyone to comply immediately. But with time, with due process, definitely it will be what totally adapted by the system.
And that's why the governor needs to be patient with them, because it's not everybody that wants to adapt to the change.
And from the look of things, I don't think Soludo is taking...
trying to forcefully want them to do it. Because I'm seeing it like him locking their shop is almost like a force.
Yes.
It's forcing them to adapt to the new system.
The closure of
it's
shop
like
was...
your body needs to adapt to some things.
Yes, the closure of shop was on the first demand, was when he really enforced this implementation. That was when he had to take strict measure. But now I believe there are so many individuals there who have been complying. Definitely, it's now really telling on the economy, and people, definitely not all of them will work at the same time. But on the long run, it will really take its due course.
All right, we've come to the end of Citizens Dialogue on First Next News. To the people of Rivers State, the governor of Rivers State have to put a close watch on this northern citizens, to these northern people in Rivers State, in order for the issues surrounding Rivers State to be reduced. Thank you so much, King Sojalo, for joining us. It's a pleasure having you on set.
Thank you so much, Cassie.
To you, our amazing viewers, stay tuned, stay informed, stay engaged on this channel till I come your way again. Cassie Tony, bye for now.